Hello and welcome back to the Srad restoration. Today's video is, I'm a bit unsure at the moment because what it is, I'm going to take the carbs off and I want to just look at the condition of the jets and the pilot like circuit. So I'm unsure how this video is going to pan out, because if they're clean then I'm not going to bother stripping them all apart. So, but if they're not, then yeah, I'm going to clean them. But what I've got myself, it's just a cheap piece of kit off Amazon, but it's one of these like a carb cleaner. It's got a few of these little pipe cleaners and a few of these like little sort of drill bits, so I'm going to use them. You might have to bear with me on this video a little bit because like I say, it's the first time I've done this bike, so I'm not going to say I'm going to be winging it. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I've not exactly done this bike, so you can walk through the progress of doing it, and we'll see how we get on. So the first thing we need to be doing, if you watch one of my previous videos, we need to get the airbox off. So yeah, you need to take off the pipe here, undo the screw at the front with a bolt, then undo each of the Jubilee clips that attach to the top of the carbs. These things here, don't undo them fully, just undo them enough until you can pull the top off, and as you pull the top off there'll be a pipe on the front. So I'm not going to bore everybody with showing them. Let's get the airbox off first. Right, once the airbox is off, you start dismantling, getting this ready to remove the carbs. So I'll take this black pipe off first. Just pulls off. Of course, everything you take off, just put to one side. Make sure you keep it nice and safe. And I mean, if it's the first time you're doing it as well, it's probably best to either video yourself or take photos of what you're doing. So at least when you go to put it back together, you can watch it back and then see what you was doing. Next thing you want to do is disconnect this connector on the side here. It's kind of like a throttle position sort of sensor looking thing. I'll do that in a minute. It's quite hard to do when you're holding the phone in your hand. But you need to disconnect this, and then you need to slacken off your throttle cables. What else? Oh, this T-junction here. What's all that connected to? Connected to that, connected to that. Alright. Just give me a couple of minutes. Oh yeah. Take your fuel line off. Let's start breaking it down, and I'll run through it as I do it. Before I started tearing it all down, I just want to have a quick look at the general sort of condition. So that's your main air pilot jet, and that's just like your idle pilot, idle pilot jet. That's like your main air jet. To take these off, there's two like little Allen bolts on each side. Pulls the trumpet off. Just be a bit careful when you take the trumpet off as well, because there's like a little brass sort of washer that goes inside it. Yeah, that's it there. Make sure that don't drop in your engine. So yeah, what I want to do, get yourself a nice little flathead screwdriver, if that one fits actually. Yeah, that fits. And then just I'm just going to take this jet out just to see the general condition of what they're like. So I'm just going to get that out and I'll be back in a second. You want to do this quite carefully as well. You don't want to be stripping any heads or anything, because you start doing that, you're in a world of pain. So anyway, I'll be back in a second. Let's take that out and have a look. It looks like we might be in for a full strip down, because even though you can see through it, it looks like it's a bit gummed up. I'm just going to put the tool in there, see if that does come out, that gummed up stuff, then I am definitely going to have to do them. So just get my kit on it and see if that actually comes out what's in there. Just a quick update on my last video as well. One of my subscribers gave me a bit of a tip on the seat, and he told me to spray it with some satin black spray paint, real light dusting, and that's what I did. Really light dusting. I don't know if how good the camera's picking that up, but that seat looks like brand spanking new. That was a great tip, thanks for that. Superb. Right, on further investigation, these didn't need doing at all, which I'm really surprised, because they've been standing for about 3-4 years. So whether he put some additive in the fuel, some sort of race, I don't know what he's done, but the jet's not one of them had a tiny bit of blockage in them. And I think what the lesson is as well, I don't know why I even looked, because it runs perfectly. And I think it's the old saying, if it's not broke, don't try and fix it. I've seen a lot of people that like mess with the carbs and them looking for that extra little tiny like bit of power, and they end up completely screwing the bike up. So I think if anything from this video, if you can pick up any tips or hints, is if it's not broke, don't fix it. Anyway, till next time, bye.